I want to invite first speaker, Dr. Jozef Raco from Indonesia. He will be presenting the paper titled Guidance for Higher Education to Provide the Necessary Soft Skills to Meet the Needs of Industrial Era 4.0 using AHP and Fuzzy AHP.
Okay, so good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Yes, good morning. You can start.
Okay, so I'm going to present our paper. It is actually, full paper titled Guidance for Higher Education to Provide the Necessary Soft Skills to Meet the Needs of Industrial Era 4.0 using AHP and Fuzzy AHP. Ladies and gentlemen, Industry 4.0 fast-paced advancements of technology significantly change the environment in which we live by improving the connectivity between and among human beings, machines, and other objects. Data is now available in real time, globally, and to everyone that is online, many times in excessive quantities, and will require significant changes to the entire industrial system. These changes will require that the educational sector, particularly higher education institutions, rethink what skills and competencies are required of future employees and entrepreneurs. Industry 4.0 companies will still require people who have hard skills, but increasingly, there will be need for a workforce with soft skills or non-technical skills such as teamwork, critical thinking, communication skills, system rethinking, and emotional intelligence to truly take advantages of these processes improvements. The study is important for the school to formulate their future programs. The researcher acknowledged that there are numbers of articles, studies, and discourses and commentaries regarding Industry 4.0. However, the existing literature focuses on descriptive, assumptive, and qualitative analysis are theoretical in nature and do not consider adequately the necessary worker skill sets for employability. The objective of the study to find out what skills graduate of higher education should possess to thrive in Industry 4.0. The result of the study will be considered as key input in the review of curriculum, formulation of the teaching learning system, and processes of the school. The findings will improve the school facilities, cooperation, and networking with other schools or industries. Technology will continue to develop and result in new products and services that cause disruptions to the workforce, to the workplace and workforce. Workforce disruption requires new skills and competencies. The emergence of organizational supply chains changing from a linear and sequential model to an interconnected open system known as a digital supply network has resulted in the needs for new organizational structure and employees with new skills to manage them. The developments of technology has grown faster than schools are able to recognize and implement necessary training and education. Education 4.0 requires people to have soft skills. Soft skills include communication skills, ability to collaborate with others, complex problem solving, emotional intelligence, creativity, system thinking, people management, judgment and decision making, cognitive flexibility, especially cognitive skills, and teamwork. Heckman and Cohns identified that soft skills are crucial for learning and success in the labor market. Cognitive skills are also shown to increase when facing more complex tasks. Education in Industry 4.0 will emphasize on introducing problem solving and collaborations, knowing and learning via direct experience, and learns from errors. The researcher get the data through the questionnaire, which is in form of pairwise comparisons. We have 44 lecturers considered as experts because they know what the students need in Industry 4.0. They are lecturers who has number of years teaching and has research experiences. So they can easily identify what are the variables or the factors for Education 4.0. The data analysis, we are using HSP and fuzzy HSP. In HSP, we start by determining the value of fuzzy HSP and fuzzy HSP. We use the step by determining the value of fuzzy synthetic extent, degree of possibility, level of probability. And the result we got here, the comparisons between HSP and fuzzy HSP, that the communication skills got 23.8%, that is for HSP, while fuzzy HSP 23.5. Teamwork, which is the highest, 26% for HSP, and fuzzy 26.2. Critical thinking 25.7 for HSP, and fuzzy HSP 26.1. Entrepreneurial skills 24.6 for HSP and 24.3 for fuzzy HSP. So the criteria showed that teamwork is the highest the highest number. And then for the global weight, the finding is the integrity is the highest number. So it's number one. So that's the priority, integrity. Okay, that is under criteria of entrepreneurship skills. So what can we say here? That the study showed that Industry 4.0 require students to have or to master soft skills. The calculation of the criteria showed that the ability to work in teams, especially with people at all levels, is the most important for graduate students. The ability to cooperate with people at all levels will help graduates to compete in Industry 4.0 and to prevent unemployment. The calculations of the global weight, we found out that integrity, that is the highest. And integrity is understood as trust. It is part of trust, reputation, doing the right thing even no one around. It is also adherence to moral and ethical principles. Integrity also related to the soundness of moral character. It relates to honesty, honesty matching words and feeling with thought and actions. And then integrity is actually something with no desire other than for the good of others. Integrity relates also to the wholeness. And then from the words itself, integrity in Latin means wholeness and unity, wholeness, consistency, identity. Okay? So honesty and moral commitment. Integrity is a matter of person integrating various parts of their personality into harmonious intake whole. This finding recommends that in the era of Industry 4.0, the school curriculum has to consider and develop student soft skills, particularly students' integrity. The difference between ISAHP and fuzzy ISAHP in this study is not significant. ISAHP is enough provided the respondents are experts. Further research that must be made is how to design higher education that emphasize teamwork and collaboration with other people in all levels, both curriculum and extracurricular, while emphasize on the integrity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Raco. Do you have any questions?
I have one, and I ask via chat.
Okay.
Okay, Professor Karpak asks, have you done sensitivity analysis of the results?
Sorry, not yet.
Not yet, okay.
Yes.
Other
So
questions?
probably that is a good input for us, to consider the sensitivity analysis.
And follow-up question: is there a sensitivity analysis if you use fuzzy AHP?
Oh yeah, yes, great. Yeah.
Is there sensitivity analysis if you use fuzzy AHP?
Yes, yes. Actually, fuzzy SSP. Yes, that is the thing that the sensitivity analysis is in the fuzzy.
I just have an observation about fuzzy AHP. I've always thought that means people weren't sure. They wanted to say this or they wanted to say that. It seems to me that when you have experts, they're less sure. They are not fuzzy about their comparisons usually. So I think it's interesting that when you had experts, your results came out pretty similar.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Rosa. Actually, that is the recommendations of the reviewer. They may, and then that is also, we showed in the results that the result of AHP and fuzzy HSP is not quite significant. So for us, it is enough using AHP, not necessarily fuzzy HSP. Also, that we found out that there's a lot of problem with fuzzy HSP. So we are going to revise our paper, and then, as you know, that in fuzzy HSP, we used the chunk extent analysis, and then we found out that there's a lot of problems with chunks. What you call this extent analysis. So probably, we are going to emphasize more on AHP rather than fuzzy HSP, provided that we have really experts, that have a good knowledge, to, let's say, to identify clearly, the question that we are going to ask. So that is what I'm going to say. Thank you very much.
I have just one more thing to say. I really liked your explanation about what integrity is. That's always been a very complex issue. You presented it beautifully. That's the best description of what integrity means that I've ever heard. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. I just want to add something. Integrity is actually, coming from the Latin words, integritas. So integritas means, wholeness and unity. So meaning to say that people with integrity means that he has the whole integrity. So what he say is actually in line with what he's doing.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roseanne, and thank you, Dr. Raco. And I also want to add something. If you continue to this research, maybe you should read some papers discussing the problems of Chang's extension.
Yes, that is the one that I just mentioned. The fallacy of Chang. Thank you. That is the recommendation of the review. Thank you. We are going to use, probably a Barclay fallacy.
You should.
Thank you very much.